You know what? This thing called life is beautiful because many of us don't get to actually understand it. Many of us, even the greatest psychologists and scientists, never really got to know it. Not because they were trying to, can I say, not leave it, or maybe because they were too busy doing other stuff, but mainly because they didn't understand the whole essence of it. You know, there's a concept I fallen in love with called, I call it the human spirit. And in the Bible, for those who believe in God, they would say that it's a spirit God gave us, which has this incredible ability to create things and to be free, to innovate at a level that has never been before, to attract things from the unseen world to the seen world, to even attract and influence in this environment. That kind of aspect that many people have lost, because now look at these days, many people look at geniuses and people who make YouTube videos, or for example now, some of the things I may say in this video, people look at them and hear them and they're like, oh my god, those people are special. Those people probably were chosen, or maybe they're prophets, or they have something different they did or that they are doing that separates them. And the simple fact is, yes but no, because we all have this spirit in us, we all have this ability to create and generate and to have a certain amount of freedom in this society. We all have a certain amount of energy we can radiate, and not just as in dark energy or good energy, but the way you can merely influence your environment by just smiling or saying a few words. That is a kind of human spirit I'm talking about that we all have, and many people have misused it and have actually lost it, getting lost in routines, having all sorts of, can I say, pre-made moves instead of actually letting yourself flow out. Because I'm just looking at this and I'm like, God rested on the seventh day, not because he was tired, maybe because he wanted to show us an example, but when you look at the amount of work he did in the 6 days, I look at my life and I'm like, something great has to happen, something great is going to come out of it. When you look at the way God was working, he didn't just create things and, can I say, put this there, put that there, put that there, or maybe, oh my god, 6 days is creating the world. No. If you keep on reading Genesis chapter 1, you realize that every after he made a certain creation, he kept on asking himself, is this good enough? Is this beautiful? Is this perfect? So God created God created the whole world and everything in it with a certain level of perfection. He made it to its best. Even when he was creating man, he didn't just create anything random. So that is what I'm talking about. We humans have that ability to do beyond what is expected. Right now I'm still in school, but I'm like, what if I don't take the normal route? Huh? Many of us think that you're supposed to do this, do this, do this, do that. Well, that is not the whole point. Because you can drop out of school, but by the time you reach 30, by the time you reach 40, you have more degrees and diplomas and qualifications compared to someone who's still in school. It's not because maybe you're smarter or something like that, but there is an aspect of the human spirit that these systems are starting to destroy. These systems, not even starting, there's an aspect of the human spirit that they have been denaturing for hundreds of years. And my point is not that we stop using these systems, because these systems are great, but the whole point is that how many of us are actually suffocating our human spirit? Many of us don't even know it exists. I know I'm using an abstract term right now, but that is the whole point. The whole point is that we have lost our ways as human beings. Today I was having a conversation with some of my friends, and I asked a 7-year-old, what makes you think you're a human being? And she was bringing out all these physical features, all these factors that we have been told that makes you a human being. Well, for me, I argue with that. You having a brain, can I say this size, or can I say a nose or mouth, looking like a human being doesn't make you a human being. Because there are apes, baboons that kind of resemble human beings almost to, I don't know how many percentages. But what really makes you a human being is the human spirit. Your ability to be free and attract certain things in your life, that energy to speak and to your mind, to control your mind. There is no other animal, as far as I know, there is no other animal in the whole animal kingdom that can actually control its mind. That is an ability God gave us, and He entrusted us with it, but many times we're just doing different sorts of things. So what is the whole point of this video? I know it's kind of abrupt and a bit sounding like I'm not making any point, but the thing is that we have been oppressed in the human spirit so much, we don't even know it exists. We don't even know. Many of us and those other scientists who use their lives researching and stuff like that start debating about the conscious and subconscious and other topics like that. But yet sometimes it's all simply down to the human spirit. I believe we all have it, and it's unique. It's what truly makes us unique. You having different thumbprints or whatever the whole doesn't make you unique. You having different, maybe a brain or whatever, I don't know. Maybe scientists out there can help me with this. But physical features are not the ones that make you unique. The way you think is not exactly what makes you unique, but it is the human spirit, that spirit in you. The way you perceive different emotions and moments, the way you take in and process things is what makes you unique. And that is not just a processing part, but it is the spirit inside you. That is what I call the human spirit. Many of us have oppressed it, but it's time to awaken it. It's what the great maestros like maybe the Michael Jacksons, the Michael Jordans, the Messis and Ronaldos, that is something or someone who they awoke in them that pushed them to that level of perfection. It wasn't just luck or whatever, it wasn't just motivation or can I say discipline. Trust me, if you've tried discipline before, you know that it's not easy. It's not something that everybody does. Discipline is hard, but when you're not fighting against the tide and you're flowing in it, discipline becomes something your heart craves for. It's not easy, yes, but it becomes something you just gravitated towards to. You're just gravitating towards it. That is a concept of the whole human spirit. This is my first time talking about it. I know I've been rapping idea. It's not so clear, but this is an idea we're developing. Today, it's actually doing a business quiz whereby I was so excited about a business, how to start, and I was thinking about this media empire, and I'm like, I had to build something that has never been seen before. I know there's been the Roman Empire, there's been the British Empire, there have been all these empires, but I was like, I want to build a media empire, something that is going to touch billions of people. Not through my story, not through the words I speak, because I believe my words may not carry that much weight, but through sharing and bringing out these different stories of people and different methods or ways of how people have achieved different things, because we can share a story on success of somebody who has just begun a bakery, 1,000 different stories, and trust me, over 100,000 people are going to get different stories or different takeaways from that. That is the whole point of this. You know, every time I just think about Scoop Forge and the dream that we are building towards it, it is not to, can I say, reach 1 million subscribers on YouTube or for me to become famous Samuel Sharma. No. The whole point is to bring out the whole concept of the human spirit. There is this little boy that we have closed into our hearts. There is this part of us that we have locked away. And I'm calling it a boy mainly because of one reason. We have not given him or her the chance to develop into a man. The Nikola Teslas, the Thomas Edisons, all those great people, they didn't have a little boy inside. They had a man, they had a woman inside. And this is a thing that many of us have kept away. When we cut off imagination, when we close imagination and we start thinking in these straight lines of that can't happen, this can't happen. Because right now, I'm in grade 9, like senior 3 whatever. And if I say that I'm going to drop out of school and can I say follow my own academic path, and by 40 I'm going to have over 17 diplomas and degrees, I'm going to have a PhD, I'm going to have a master's, 99.99% of the people who are probably watching this and other people who I tell this to, even my young brother, all of them are going to laugh, all of them are going to say that is not real. But that is not the point. Look at the greatest scientists and achievers of all time, self-taught. Best example is Nikola Tesla, who have been studying of recent. Nikola Tesla studied, yes, he went to school and stuff like that, but he taught himself. He was not an autodidact. He taught himself electricity, physics, and all the things that led him to that different side of life that he was on. He's known as the inventor of the 20th century, but he is self-taught completely. And I know I can mention a list of hundreds and countless number of people who have done the same thing. So the whole point is not drop out of school or whatever, but many times we hide, or can I say, we blind ourselves to our natural way of learning and taking in things with systems and stuff like that, which is not the whole point. You're suffocating the human spirit. I want to conclude this video right now because otherwise it's not been a stream of over 20,000 hours plus, because this is a topic that I'm so passionate about. It's, can I say, swallowing up the whole thing of intentional living and personal development. But we need to discover who we are again. We are not we as, can I say, maybe different people of different races, or maybe human beings or whatever, but we as generally people who are living, because the whole point of being a human being is to live. Being means to live. So if you're not living, what are you exactly being? You're not being a human being. You're just existing. As long as you're not involving yourself in the world around you, and you're just reactive, you're just existing. So that is the whole thing that I'm trying to bring out as Scoop Phones. We're going to push towards that. The human spirit needs to be heard. It needs to be given space to breathe again. We need to find who we are again. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we'll see you all in the next one. This has been about the human spirit introduction. This is part 1. Other parts are going to keep on coming, and your story matters. Keep on writing it. That's today's scoop. We'll see you in the next one.